We read about the one tribute who changed everything, and a mentor who changed nothing. Now we get a tribute who changed nothing! Give it up for Hamish Abernathy! Hamish Abernathy is one of the most tragic characters in the entire series, and now we have Sunrise on the Reaping to tell us why. It's the second prequel in the Hunger Games series, and it won't be the last. You know there's another one coming. For now, it takes place during the 50th Hunger Games, and there's no shortage of some really messed up stuff. So what do I think the book's about? Okay, so from what I remember, it's Reaping Day, which also happens to be Hamish's birthday. That's great! Like everyone else in District 12, his family has it rough. He wears a potato sack for pants, that's all I'm saying. He's also got a girlfriend named Lenore Dove, and they love each other very much. Lenore gives him a really great necklace. A necklace that can spark fire, and that makes her the coolest girlfriend ever. Since it's the 50th Hunger Games that year, it's the Quarter Quell, and that means there'll be twice as many tributes from each district, rounding everyone up to 48 instead of the usual 24. 2 girls are called, which includes one of the mayor's twin daughters, Myhill, and one of Hamish's younger friends named Pam. The other boy tries to run away, but he gets shot, and unfortunately, Hamish becomes the dead tribute's replacement. He barely gets a goodbye with his family before he gets hauled off into a train with the rest of the tributes. He only bonds with Pam because Myhill is kinda snarky and preppy, and Wyatt really likes to bet on people who will die. Eventually, they get to the capital, where disaster strikes at every turn. First of all, their stylist is a no-show, so they almost have nothing to wear if it weren't for their makeup team. Second of all, a freak accident kills Pam at the chariot parade, so Hamish guilt trips President Snow with her body. And thirdly, Hamish is not only threatened into cooperating for the games,
Yes, sir.
but is given a fake Pam to make everything seem normal. Yeah. Along the way, Hamish and the others are mentored by Mags and YRS, and he also meets a kid named Beatty's son. Hamish and Beatty's son form an alliance, and soon, everyone gets thrust into the Hunger Games, and the arena is pretty and picturesque, but it's all poisonous, so Hamish was lucky to take a pack that contains a lot of food. He goes north into the forest instead of south towards the volcano, because he's on a mission: blow up the arena. You see, Hamish met Beatty's son's father earlier, who more or less recruits him into the rebellion to show the capital what for. How's he gonna blow up the arena? With these fake flowers from the bodies of District 9 tributes and turning them into C4, which Beatty's son collects before him and Hamish reunite. Wyatt and fake Pam got owned, and Myhill nowhere to be seen, so Hamish and Beatty's son find a secret entrance that mutts come out of. Hamish blows up a water tank, which messes up the arena, but not enough. After surviving a whole-ass flood and a swarm of killer insects, Hamish finds Beatty's son dead in the most horrifying way possible. Hamish survives a freaking volcano eruption and continues heading north, hoping to find another thing to destroy the arena for good. He finds this hedge maze, but he gets lost and nearly gets killed by these exploding ladybugs and the attacks of a few careers before Myhill comes to his rescue. Hamish doesn't tell her about his secret mission, so they focus on surviving for the next few days. He convinces her to go back to the hedge maze, where they hack and slash through ladybugs like a couple of badasses, before finding a generator at the bottom of a cliff. Hamish more or less loses hope because he can't reach it, and Myhill gets owned by a giant flamingo. Hamish focuses on surviving for the rest of the games, finding one more District 9 kid slowly starving to death. At this point, it's just him and the kid, and one more career. There's this moment where Hamish shares chocolate with the career, which is so nice, but the career kills the kid, which isn't nice at all. So Hamish and the career have a fight to the death, all the way through the forest, into the hedge, and towards the cliff. The career throws an axe at Hamish, but the generator bounces the axe back, and the career is just done. And with the last explosive he got from the District 9 kid, Hamish blows up the generator and wins the Hunger Games. But does he win? Not really. He attends parties in a cage for weeks, and when he finally comes home, his house gets burned down and Lenore gets poisoned. After that, he starts drinking and pushes everyone away, mentoring District 12 tributes who never win until he meets Katniss Everdeen and Peter Millark. So yeah, that's what I think Sunrise on the Reaping is about. You know, for a bunch of books about children fighting to the death, this was the darkest book yet. I don't think I've read a Hunger Games book that's ended with so much darkness and despair. It's probably intentional, not just because the author had set up Haymitch's drinking problem, but because of these constant references to this poem called The Raven, which is created by The Simpsons. The Raven is about loss and how that loss is constantly reminded, especially in your most private moments. Since it's referenced throughout the book, it's very much ominous foreshadowing that lays it on thick before Lenore's death. I mean, Lenore Dove herself shares the name of the dead woman the narrator misses in the poem. I think the foreshadowing and the symbolism is meant to be obvious because it's to constantly remind you of where Haymitch ends up with his decade-spanning loneliness and self-loathing. Also, in The Raven, the narrator makes a lot of effort trying to make that bird go away, only for the bird to stay put, which I think mirrors all of the trouble Haymitch goes through, only for nothing to pay off. He blows up the water tank, nothing. He blows up the generator, nothing. He tries to rescue Fake Pam, Beatty's son, Maisily, the District 9 kid, Lenore, only for all of them to end up dying. Even after the games, he makes the effort to mentor all of these kids to save their lives, and they all end up dead still. Loss eats at him at every turn and everything he fights, and he only slips and falls, so when he gives up, Laws has a great big feast. Haymitch is tormented by the memory of Lenore at every turn, much like the narrator in the poem. Not just her, but by the promise she made him keep, which is to stop the Hunger Games someday. By her own words, I'm pretty sure she said that she hopes that he someday stops the sunrise on the reaping. By the end of the book, Haymitch really hates himself and falls deeply into cynicism and alcoholism, so when Lenore asks him to stop the sunrise, it really puts into perspective how darkly ironic and cynical the title is. To take something from a girl's vision of hope and to frame it with a horrible annual event that steals nothing but lives and happiness. I mean, is it just me? Am I reading too much into it? But those are my thoughts on Sunrise on the Reaping. Yeah, I know there's so much more going on in this book that I haven't touched on, but I honestly don't know how to talk about them. There's a lot of mystery in the Hunger Games universe, lots to understand. Do you think there's gonna be a third prequel book? Who do you think it's gonna be about? Beatty? Mags? It's probably gotta be someone after Haymitch. I don't know who, but maybe a career tribute would be interesting. And it's gotta continue this storyline of Snow never getting over his crush. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you check out my other reviews and stuff on my other channels. See ya!